like to welcome everybody to the inaugural edition of the Marceline Tigers Coaches Show. I am Dustin, Linn County Leader Sports Editor, here with Shane Cavanah, Hall of Fame head football coach of the Marceline Tigers. Shane, welcome to your show.
Hi, Dustin. Thank you. Enjoy.
Well, Coach, we've had a quick off season, in my opinion, and camp is, we wrapped up camp last night, correct?
Well, camp is pretty much in the final process. Actually, it's tonight, but we have a dead period in our school where we get time for vacations and everything. So our activities wrap up this evening.
Tell me, how's camp been this week?
Well, the kids have been real attentive, and I think anytime there's a change of personnel at the coaching level, you gain more from a camp the first time than any other because you've got a certain amount of terminologies you've got to get in. And I don't care who the coach is, there's some different changes in theory and thought and process. And we've had an opportunity to at least initiate that with the kids, and hopefully when we hit the ground running come August the 10th when practice starts.
Now, when practice starts, who do you feel, we know some of the bigger names on the team that have come back. Austin Bruner's 2-year starting quarterback who's got a shot. Matthew Bell, of course. Give me some other guys who might jump up and just bite some people if they aren't ready.
Well, we've made some personnel changes. Jordan Tibbs is going to be filled in a running back a little bit. Nick Cordray has moved into the offensive line for us. And of course, we've got some stalwarts that have played before. Jeff Flory is one of our ends, and Wesley Pickman is one of our offensive linemen. We got a boy named Eric Munoz who was injured last year that we feel like might be able to contribute this year. And it's really difficult because all I've done in this first week is try to get everybody involved in every activity, and I haven't really gotten to the point where I can say this kid's going to be the starter and this kid's going to be the second teamer. But we've got some good competition, and the spirit's been good, and I've been well pleased.
So the kids have had a very good reaction to the change. I mean, keeping most of the assistants from the previous regime obviously has got to help their comfort level.
Well, I think so. You know, Coach Windsor did a good job, and he moved on to a different profession. He's moving into administration, and the kids realized it was an upgrade for him, and they wished him well, but they've accepted me with open arms, and I certainly appreciate it.
Now, I was there last night, and the kids really do seem to have an excitement about them. Is that something that you and the other coaches have felt?
Well, you know, I haven't been there for 14 years. I mean, in 1994 was the last year I was coach at Marceline. We had a lot of enthusiasm then. It's similar to what we had then, so I can't really speak for what's been over that 14, 15-year period, but I felt like that they were in a learning mode, and they really got enthusiastic about whatever it was we were trying to do, so I've been well pleased.
So camp's always got to be a little difficult to get through because, of course, there's no real contact allowed. But what is the biggest single advantage of this camp period, even though you can't hit?
Well, it's kind of like I told you a minute ago, the fact that we get to put in the things, our numbering system on offense. Defensively, Dan Nagel and his people have done a good job, but we're not going to change a whole lot there. Offensive side of the ball is where the big changes are going to come. And as I said, the terminologies are different. And just the fact that we had a little camp right after school was out, and then we had another one this week, even in that span of time, some of the kids had forgotten some of the things, and so repetitions are what are important, and we've gotten a lot of those, and of course we're glad it's July 24th and not August 24th.
Absolutely. Now, what is the thing you're most looking forward to when the 12:01 game comes up and these kids can finally hit and we get through 2 days and that first game comes up? What's the key thing you're looking forward to?
Well, we want to hit the ground running. I mean, Marceline ended the season last year kind of on a down note when they lost their last 2 ball games, and some good returning personnel. We want to try to bring that enthusiasm back, but we want to be ready to go on all cylinders when that first game hits. And with a new coach, as I said, that's difficult to do, but I think we'll be ready if we keep the enthusiasm and the learning process that we seem to have right now.
Now we're going to be seeing our similar offense that you ran through your career, I would have to assume.
I don't think things are going to change.
With a core group as these kids, the veteran leadership you have, I would think they've had to have done a bang-up job of stepping up and helping as much as possible.
Dustin, the first week when I took the job, and of course, anytime you've got a new face coming in, even though I've lived in that area for a long time, kids are apprehensive. So I had about 5, 6 kids come out to my house it was kind of like a get acquainted session. Coach sat in front of them, and they were all lined up, and it started right there. I thought it went over well, and of course they find out Coach likes to have a good time. Serious part of the time, like to have a good time, and that's not been a problem. But that first meeting was kind of starchy, and when we got the crust broken off, and things are fine now.
So what is the one message after this week of camp, or basically through this week of camp? We had a lot of parents watching. I noticed that last night when I was there. What's the one thing you'd like to say to those parents that have been watching and all of the Tigers fans that are into this upcoming season?
Well, I think they've seen a visible and vocal coach, and I'm a hands-on guy, and what you see is what you get. We like to work hard. We like to say nobody's going to beat us by outworking us. I tell the kids nobody's going to beat us because they're in better shape than we are. So we're going to work hard on physical conditioning, and we're also going to work to get the execution down to the level that I think it should be. All
right, well, Shane, that's all I've got for you for this edition of the Tiger Coaches Show. So I want to thank you for coming on, and we're going to get you again after round 2 days. I appreciate it, and like I said, we've enjoyed you. You're great for us, and hopefully we'll have some good things to report. I think we will. Okay, Shane, thank you so much.